kind of looking at that graph, it's only been a downward trend. I mean, their real peak as a team is inside of the top 50, and that was back when it was kind of Paul Bandana and Bambosh in this side, Levantino as well. And unfortunately, it's been a long time since then. So let's see, you know, as we head in towards this game, this is for survival. Just to remind everybody, it is a best of 3 brawl to stay alive here in this qualifier. And then following this, they have to then play Unity, which is not an easy task at all. But we're live. Let's get this show on the road. It is just our one best of 3 of the day. The Elim game here from Group C as Basement Boys take on Qual4.
Yeah, here we go. I think this could be a real scrap, but I'm interested to see what Qual4 have got as a team, how they like to approach things. Starting off on that T side. So far, pretty decent start to the round as they get the early smoke, the flash to get that player off the short corner. So I'm kind of a fan of this. Another one coming in as well. However, Fake Reality is still hidden behind, waiting for a flash of his own, and he will punish. They had that molly now. And I did think, is this molly going to be on that corner lineup? Like, that would be the scaling for me, but they throw the one flash and they think the job's done. He really played that patiently.
Yeah, and great kind of counter utility as well to off the back of that, make life uncomfortable for Qual4 moving the way forward. Fake Reality's falling back towards ramp. Molly down. He could get a couple more here. Will get dinged. He's now low. Needs the support on the cross. But I'm trying to go down as a goose player, making life very difficult. Zeking gonna get 2. Statistically, the highest rated player from their previous game. Doesn't say much. We got a 0.98 in that one, but a bomb plant and a couple of kills is all they'll get.
Still workable moving forwards. But yeah, started nicely, but this is one of the things that you mentioned, right? You can have all the strats in the world. You just can't hit the heads. That's going to be a big problem, especially at this level of the game, because as you see, it's like, yeah, Fake Reality takes the limelight with his headshots, but it's a quick contact timing flash behind him as well.
Yeah.
Your opposition may not focus on it as much, but they're still going to have those tiny utility moments that can create the kills and just use them in a slightly different way. So, see what the response is. Again, this is one of those very quick things where it's like, if you're not confident enough to go in for the force buy and recognize how effective they can be, you might be struggling here. That being said...
Okay, all right,
okay.
Sound.
Kyordalis will eliminate a number of players down middle. He does get dealt with himself. They can't quite figure out how to capitalize on these kills, but still not over just yet.
Out towards B. Oh, and a shutdown as well. I felt like there might be a chance of squeezing out a plant. It's not a bad effort, though, to be fair. Few immediate kills come through, and it's a real wake-up call for Basement Boys. All right, let's not overface these guys. Let's still give them a bit of respect until we can kind of really understand whether they deserve that respect or not. That was a nothing round, so now they can buy in. So aha. Move the AWP. Of course, as we get this gun round underway, go and check out our partners at Lorgar. Got plenty on offer there. And even a couple of giveaways as well that are in the banners down below. You might be able to win some cool stuff depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah, many a sleepless night for Neo that he can't get involved in that giveaway.
Rip. I'd win it all.
Well, manifesting big style on the giveaways. I used to be crazy for them, man. I don't really do them anymore, but when you're like a uni student, it's just the biggest thing in the world getting those and when you actually do win one on that rare occasion, what a feeling. I understand why people do enjoy them.
I can't say I've ever like won like a big one or one where, you know, was 100% sure I didn't have a chance or anything. I don't really enter many, I must say, but I can't remember winning anything crazy. We recently went to an IEM Krakow watch party. I won a Battlefield code there.
Yeah, for a game I already had.
yeah, game already had. You know what I mean? It's like brilliant. I just gave it to a friend, but yeah. We're scaling in towards 8. Flash over. Pulls up here. Oh, and he denies the plant. Instant trade that'll come through, but this is going to make this plant process really difficult. They know where kickdown is. And kickdown is down. Force to Kravida and Basement Boys make it 3-0. And no plant on the full gun round as well. That's what you want to see for Basement Boys. That's going to give you now just a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, it's quite nice, I think, for the Basement Boys now. As the game's starting to unfold a little bit. Qual4 maybe not as much proficiency as we were expecting. We certainly do have the utility down pat, but struggling to do anything with it at this stage. Break of the smoke comes in, nothing seen at the top end. However, they're very confident up short. Second break is often what it's all about, right? Teams, though, getting more and more used to that. Third break, they never expect a third break now. However, AWP shot is missed, flash is mistimed, and that is awkward to say the least. Trouble does manage to get one with his pistol. It's more on Magan in towards the site itself, and only one from him is maybe not going to be enough. That bomb plant will come in. We've had some recovered weapons now to boot. Can't quite capitalize just yet, but the trades still keep coming. Just too many players. There it is. That lurking presence. Jordalis rolls around from long. Trouble is incredibly low. Tries to jump up here. He's been spotted. Crack shots. Not landing. And it will be a low buy round going the way of Qual4.
It's a great round to respond with. It's just a couple of very small mistakes that cost Basement Boys, but they compound. That flash one is really, really uncomfortable because the idea is inherently perfect, right? It's, you know, a flash in, but they're playing anti-flash. The issue is, though, because two players are Tech9 swinging on the corner, he then turns into the flash. And, of course, leaves him dead to rights. 3-1. Maybe now Qual4 a chance. Well, not for Ona. Zaha will open up proceedings. That is much too easy.
Ooh, Trouble traded. Pretty big deal for them to find that trade quickly. In reality, really good nade. Really, really good nade. Might come into play a little bit later on, but it is just kind of that opening kill, as you say, that makes all the difference. Quick smokes going in. I feel like one of them might have been failed, actually. That feels like more of a mid to B smoke than a halfway door smoke. Kind of throwing them off ever so slightly. But it is that B bomb site that's better defended. So, honestly, it quietly works out for them that they decide to go A.
And from here, where? Well, Zekking. Patience will play off as Fake Reality gets caught. And I think from this point, again, in Kravida, I think you might just try and save. I mean, Kravida's going to be in towards a fight momentarily, and one in which it looks like he'll lose. Spam through the door. Zekking will see it off for his second. And Magan, the last man, was trying to line up the crossend. In doing so, Zekking will turn around for a multi-kill round from him. And Qual4 are going to find their second. So now the T-side's starting to open up to a few things here. This is looking okay.
Yeah, fighting back. Maybe figuring it out. Shakier in the beginning. The flat execute style, not really ideal. But at this point, looks relatively good. Seems like we've got a small tech coming in here.
What's in the bag, bro?
What is in the bag?
Headphones are off.
If it's a goddamn webcam, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I actually think it's a. I think it's a mouse cable. I think it's mouse.
It might be, yeah.
Activate your Windows, man.
That's crazy.
Pro player.
Is that not like? Is that not like gonna be? There's another one. Is that not going to be like an FPS thing?
I swear somebody
Doesn't it like limit your CPU or something if you don't have fully activated Windows?
I could have swore somebody told me once that it was like it actually makes your FPS worse.
Yeah. I'm sure I've heard the same thing.
Yeah. It could just be like one of those like classic PC old wives' tales that we all or
Very
know
true.
of. Well, what is this? This is a mouse cable, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe even headset dead, potentially. Guys, you had all day. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be that guy. This is your second official ever. I mean, I guess they're new. I'll give them a little bit of break. Actually, this is you know, their second ever official on HLTV as there's 5, and I guess I can't be too harsh on them. But these are things that you learn quickly about making sure, well, everything's charged and working first and foremost.
Yeah, I don't know what the excuses would be on that one, to be fair, with the charges and whatnot. But one of those, maybe if you've been playing all day, it's a late starting game, right? Might have had some officials a bit earlier on, or try and get some practice in, try and get some scrims in. So I can maybe see it a little later into the day.
His headphones still aren't on, so that's not a good sign. Oh,
but I feel like it was this fellow in the middle that was also...
No, he was giving him the cable.
Ah, right, okay.
From his bag. But it's his headset that's dead, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Still won the round regardless. Love to see it.
Well, indeed. Sometimes you don't need sound, to be fair.
To hit heads.
Keep the vibes up.
I occasionally play like a DM or a retakes without sound.
Yeah, no, that's fair for like practice or whatever, but
you can do half a round in an emergency situation. Especially because it was a 5v2 turn 4 versus 1. We've got our admins here, quote unquote.
Yeah. Keeping it cool. Maybe a little bit of an audio issue in game then, if we've got someone having a look in game as well.
Yeah. It's never a great sign, is it? It's unfortunate, so early in towards the game. Not loads about the game itself to discuss. It's just being a nice resurgence, but a still hard to call early start towards this game. Like BASEMENT BOYS, you get out of the gates early, but you do drop 2 rounds seemingly out of nowhere, and in doing so, immediately just invites Qualifier back into it. 2 rounds on the T side. I'm right in saying money on that C side should be a little bit okay. I'm right in saying they should have a buy. Can't remember what's about. It's been a little minute, but what we do know is we're still in this tech pause. Seems to be some sound issue. I guess it was a 4 by last round, so if anything, there might even be like max half by here.
That is true. Oh goodness, we've lost a little bit of bit rate over there as well. It would seem. The blurry Nexus cam. There we go. Kicked it back up. But yeah, it seems like everyone's got those headphones on, still just kind of chilling here, not hearing too many noises on the server either, as we can hear both of those. Maybe just trying to get a reconnect in. It might be a battery issue, to be fair. I've just seen him check his like mouse battery.
Yeah.
Who's this fella? He's just come in, moral support guy.
Person number 4 to try and fix things.
Let me have a look. He's just the high five man.
Just saying hello.
What's going on, man?
Good to see you, boys. Long time.
Yeah. Just playing a pretty important game right now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, I didn't know, man.
Are we running some pugs? No, we're an official, mate.
Yeah.
What?
I'm on camera? What the hell?
Where?
Oh, God. Big up. That's what you want, though. That is the life. You just want the boys rolling in, chilling, supporting you,
Damn, this is taking a hot moment. These are lessons you do learn as the kind of youngsters. I mean, his headset's on, which is generally a good sign.
No, usually. I just don't want to speak too soon with this kind of thing. Because, you know, we never can be too sure. But... oh, hearing some noise. We usually say the ticks of the in-game is generally a good sign. Just to get things rolling. But yeah, this is a little challenging, I think, to kind of understand what's going on and obviously get us back into it. It's early on in the game. Basement Boys, maybe, you know, you're just joining us or you might have forgotten what had gone down. They pick up the pistol, they pick up the first rifle, so pretty strong string of rounds. And then Qual4 have managed to actually get a low buy. Wouldn't even call it a force buy, just kind of a halfway save. And they're bouncing off of that at the moment.
Yeah. Exactly that. Oh, well, I see a timer. That is a good sign. Finally, it looks like we might be back underway. Apologies, ladies and gents, for that one. That was a marathon of a pause there, but some issue to do with headphones or battery of some sort, but we're live, we're back, we're underway, and Fake Reality has been tagged in this low buy for the Basement Boys.
Just the one flash. They are pretty heavily stacked on top of each other. Small push up middle. We'll gather some information. So there's going to be a lot of USBs in and around that short area. You never know. They might steal away a headshot or two. Flash is halfway decent. I don't think they could fully capitalize. Especially with Kickdown being in such a good position here. Stops any madness from happening. Trouble the only one left. He was tagged up earlier on. And all alone now. So we'll be evened up pretty quickly here. Qual4 have done a good job of just getting a gut punch round. Basement Boys had not quite built up enough of a lead, enough cash, forcing them away. And so it will be even, and there's a fair chance that it goes in favor of Qual4 in the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, now they can start building upon this, right? They're in a spot where, you know, you time this game up. As you come back in towards the buy for Basement Boys, there's pressure on it. And that kind of known thing of, you know, we lose this here, and already that's where this T-side can start running away with things. And this is the kind of the issue we have at Basement Boys, where the narrative we were building up for this game was somewhat of this is a downtrending side in a sea of red currently. It doesn't look like things are changing or have been changing for a while. Could a side like Qual4 just pug their way through a series like this, and especially a map like Dust2, it's absolutely a possibility.
A damage coming through. Quick flash up short. Will be a well-known position by now. Pretty passive, though, from the Basement Boys. In these earlier rounds, we saw them happier to face in and take early fights, try and match fire with fire, but they're actually giving Qual4 a lot of space here in round number 7, which sometimes can be unwise, sometimes can work in your favor. They're very split for my money is the big thing, right? It's a lot of pressure on the AWP, and they've decided to try and bolster up B. I don't really think that that is the answer. Trickle Smoke's now coming in. Still just leaving this AWP all alone. However, the bomb has quickly pivoted back towards B. So maybe they've made the right call. First head goes away the T side. The double spray down was there, but doesn't happen. Owner answers for a couple and really in a good spot. I think he's caught them all off guard. Sahar will trade. It's a 2 versus 2 as the dust settles and the bomb goes down.
Zahar's got to be careful of this flank. Being held, you don't need to peek across double doors. Oh my. That's a risk. Smoke on towards it, and all they really need to care about is tunnels and window. He's just constantly moving Zaha, which isn't exactly a sign of confidence. Kick down. Gets his. He hears these steps of trouble. He tucks himself in towards the smoke. Really well played here. He's just buying time. He hears him rotating away. He actually tried to make it out the door there, but he gets it wrong. And he's lightly chasing. I don't think he'll find him in time. And he just about avoids the shot. Trouble had two kind of dead to rights there. Misses both of them. And in doing so, Qual4 another round on the board.
Yeah, looking impressive, man. Looking impressive. And that was a panicked move, you know, pretty quick towards the end. And an awful lot of being caught off, a lot of reactionary shots, a lot of reactionary moments needed for that round. They do manage to get it, so yeah, it's a good sign, if you ask me. 5-7 goes quick, backed up by the MP9. Yeah, kick down with a big catch there. Trouble's up, however, is the thing you got to keep an eye out for. He finds one at the top end of middle and is going to just stop the T side in its tracks. Yep.
Zaha. Holding back plat, nobody there. The bomb will support. You're kind of looking now for Zeking to draw a bit of attention away. In doing so, though, him getting caught in towards mid would maybe give a bit of a sign that there's something brewing towards B. He should have one dead to rights here. Or I say should, very operative, because this could be funky, and him pulling a molly out and faffing around a bit is awkward. But Zaha, one. Second spotted two. It's going to get one of his own. He might even just save this AK here, to be honest.
Yeah, not a bad argument for that. Ooh, Trouble is in the action, does find that shot. So fair play to him, but I don't know about getting that active, in my opinion. All the same, Qual4 moving up to 5 now. And their pick of Dust2 starting to look better and better. And what we were saying, the Basement Boys are certainly a vulnerable team within this tournament. These recent additions, you know, it is indeed a team, and I know they've got maybe a little bit of content that they're trying and everything, but it does feel that it plays more like a mix, and that is kind of abusable at times.
Yeah, exactly that. Magate goes down. I thought he was far enough away from the bomb there, but somehow, some way he wasn't. Five to 3. 5 on the bounce as well for this Qual4 side. Counter track they're playing, and I wonder when does this first tack timeout come through for Basement Boys. Zaha, the re-peek will cost him his life. Oh, scooped up here. Don't re-peek into the same angle. Let's wait for the smoke to come down first, shall we? Going off the back of the flash. Trouble will take a shot, but it's Owner with the support of Fake Reality. A double nade setup or drop kick down. Finally, something positive to talk about for Basement Boys on these full gun rounds.
Yeah, it is true. Keeping the competition up, but they found bits of success with like opening kills and opening bouts of aggression. So it's good to see that used into this round. Lovely little double flash move there, but Baggins in too good of a spot to let that go south. I think with that play not working out, there kind of goes your hopes of a round. Maybe even a conversation for these remaining 2 Ts to just save, honestly, especially the AWP.
Yeah.
But they have plenty of cash. They can kind of do either. Maybe try and take some guns away is another conversation. And you never know, is the beauty of the T side especially. They might be able to get this done. Plenty of time in which to play with. As that smoke fades, Owner will pull back to a safe angle of sight. There's 2 here with the support of Fake Reality. Oh, and they line up. It's actually a team kill to make it all the more worse. I thought initially it was a different AWP, but no, a team kill. So finally a successful one back on the board for Basement Boys. And now a question of how much can they build for what is the small tail end
of this half. Only 3 more rounds to play. Happens to the best of us, really.
Indeed, it does. To be sure, as we have mentioned, we've got our partners over at Lorgar, and you know, there's some beautiful giveaways going on, I believe, as well. You've got all the other partners coming in of Lorgar, depending on what nation you're in. But Baltic Data if you're in Latvia, Topo Centras if you're in Lithuania, Click if you're in Estonia. There's all these banners down below, and loads of exclusive offers, that giveaway going on that we talked about as well. So make sure you check it out. There's plenty going on. There's another week of Counter-Strike pretty much as well after this closed qualifier has concluded. So make sure you check all that out. And get amongst it, man. Plenty of offers going on at the moment.
You're spot on. We're scaling up towards the A site once again. Only down, Magent going to be caught by that second flash, and a lot of util coming over towards A. Not exactly going quiet about where they want to go. That's a great opener, but a great trade that'll come through from Trouble. He's scared of the flank, but in all fairness, now he has to focus on both of these angles, so this is really awkward for him. Zaha nearly going to get caught there. They're scaling. They cross, and they very nearly line up for both.
Ooh, quick from Zaha. Might just have done enough with that. They were in towards the site very, very fast indeed. It'll take a second, but Levy does find him from behind. So really nice pickups as Qual4 keep them coming. Looking very, very impressive here, and kind of excited to see how things continue to pan out. But quietly getting scarier and scarier for the side of the Basement Boys. Scoreline growing. Their opportunities dwindling, and they're immediately shut down in the following round, despite a solid find from them. Either going to be tagged up early. They're, I suppose, waiting for the nade or something, so it makes it a bit easier for the AWP actually to get that timing out long quick. Qual4 will find another opener.
They're very good at putting a lot of damage on the board towards Basement Boys and making life super difficult for them. Once again, map control taken very early by them, but a deep CT lurk smoking towards long will just keep the T side of Bay for now. But they've still got plenty of time, so Qual4 won't care that much. More than enough time to work with. They can wait it out, regroup, reassess. So creep under a minute, though. Util are coming towards A. There's 2 here to meet them. The third's not too far and away in Owner to rotate over for support, and Fake Reality spam on the smoke. We'll get one back in response. Okay, now Basement Boys have a bit of a chance in this one.
Ooh, Trouble molled out. Want to drop him. He's caught out in the open, but they are covering each other well here. The 2-man, the dynamic duo in towards short, looking strong.
Oh.
They're very low, though. Yeah, Zekin can do a lot here, and he will indeed. Zaha chimes in, and all of a sudden it's down to a 2 versus 1. Zaha cleans up house, and they've pulled off a 4v2. It's a broken 4 that were all over the place, but still, they get absolutely clapped.
Nicely done. Really nicely done in kind of recovering a part of that round. Like, they've been given the site space, but things are still super uncomfortable. And you're looking at it now for Basement Boys. That's a horrible round to let slip away. Zeking, the second kill in particular, brilliant work from him. You can see he's got a really decent head on his shoulders. But for Basement Boys, the way they're playing right now, they don't deserve this map. This has been Qual4 who are playing the better Counter-Strike of the two. And maybe we're right to worry about this Basement Boys side. This is not being a comfortable display by any means. Guaranteed down at the turn into the second half. And the way things are panning out, you'd sort of bank on Qual4 making it an 8th here in round 12.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Not much presence from the Basement Boys here. Again, looking to play the sites. More contact flash. Kickdown likes the space that he's gained here. And again, just going to keep them distracted. It's an eyeballed cross smoke. Fundamental ideas are pretty sound. There are eyeballs on that smoke, but how well are they paying attention? The AWP out towards long. Too easy. No flash over the top. And like I say, being held in at CT as well. Fake Reality not pulled away. So Qual4 trying something a bit different, a bit more on the fly. I don't think it's working necessarily for them. Quick trouble. But they're just so well set up here, the CT side, to deal with all of this. Kyordalis left. Find them all. We'll get that first, but he is bested in the end. So Basement Boys, couple rounds in it. There's a pistol in there, right, that could make all the difference here, of course. Qual4 have done well to battle back, but we'll see as things flip over here now.
Yeah, I'm still really worried. I mean, you know, we had that 5-round streak from Qual4, which is kind of these signs that the side can play consistent, good counter-striking. It's definitely a real worry to be had here. A loss of a pistol here for Basement Boys, and I really do start to be concerned about them. That's where potentially you can see Qual4 seriously start pulling away. And again, you'd sort of make the argument, potentially deserved as well. They have played, for the majority of the gun rounds, the better CS of the two.
Pretty quiet start into this one. Not really using any of the time just yet. Simple smoke. And they are creeping towards A via short, but very, very slowly, expecting some kind of a response, but not necessarily getting it. Trouble on that P250 raid boss. Oh, and he will deliver. Another set of jewelries around the corner, but Trouble deletes. Really well played, as the short hold has just completely fallen apart. I think hold is even a nice word for it. Too nice of a word for it. 5 versus 3 should be closed out. Rotators are in quite fast. That could make all the difference. Contact flash as well. We'll manage just one so far. Getting any more than that is looking pretty tough. Catching another running out of ammo, but surely that's got to be all she wrote. Oh, Levy, crisp. Maybe he's got it in him as he closes the gap here pretty quickly. He knows there's one in towards the site. He's just not ready for the goose man, and he will indeed fall down.
Yeah, and that's what Basement Boys need. Get this T side going and really out the gates going as well. Like we said, we've been really concerned about them and worried about because of the ebbs and flow of this game thus far, as it kind of favoring Qual, but it's a really nice pistol. Like you said, from a spot like that, in every metric, it should be unlosable. Worth throwing out, there was that 4 versus 2 prior, which they choked away, but that one, not to be. See it over the line, and now again, we can start building upon this a little bit. It is going to be a low buy, no investment coming through, which I think is the right call for Qual4. Get the guns out as soon as possible. That's where they did their best work in that first half. This one, a bit of a throwaway. You're going to gamble stack apart from Zeking, who is immediately dead to rights.
I like it, though. Gambling around. Just the 4-man squad rolling in. You can see, however, Basement Boys, they know something's up. They know it's likely to be some kind of round. That's crazy timing that Fake Reality just missed out on that. Maybe spotted a player on the minimap with just the corner of silhouettes and whatnot. We've got Hunting Party out on B here now, as they just creep forward, looking to try and create spawns for the bomb plant. And I think they will indeed, look to join that. So not going to be any funny business in this round, just a case of how many players they can keep alive.
Let's see. Bomb will go down. Will they get any sort of consolations? That'd be nice. Does feel unlikely. Fake Reality. One flashed in with the support of Owner. We'll get another. Good money for the Mac 10. And Zaha. The last man. He just want to give a kill bonus away, it seems. Don't think he's going to get the drop on anybody, to be honest. So that'll be the round. 7-all. He's going to fight. And he'll lose his life. 2 owner and that MAC-10. More money in the back pocket. We're tied square. This now becomes very spicy indeed. Very quickly, we've seen how things have dwindled for Qual4. And if they can't get this gun round going sort of immediately, like, I don't think they have too many chances to work with. Either this one or the next gun round to come through. If neither of them are successful, this map's all but done. Too big of a deficit. And considering they're quite a momentum-heavy side, it seems, especially as we've seen it both with them and against them. This could be big. Kick down 4-1, but an immediate trade for Mac to get that smoke down. He only just gets it down. Left for 12 points of HP. Whew.
Gonzalez on the edge, expecting a lurking move, and he will be correct. Big find from him. Smoke over the top here for that T side. As they will look to just kind of keep it to the plan, not changing anything, contacting up long. Relatively popular, of course. Levy, meanwhile, giving them all the space in the world, but smoke to work around for him. Here's those footsteps picking up. Nearly finds 2, but not quite. It's a fairly heads-up play for him to just keep control of that site for as long as possible. Ooh, it's down to the one-on-one somehow. Crifters, fully crept under. He will be spotted there. I think he was trying to hide away as long as possible and just make that fight really difficult. Doesn't happen in the end. Still, down to 1 is decent given how it started.
Yeah. To be fair, you're going to keep that CT economy pretty low, which is a silver lining to be had in what is inherently a bonus buy, right, for Basement Boys. So they're going to take some positives away from that. And now they come back in to a full buy. Considering there's an MP7 on the flip side, utilities limited on a few of them. Zaha and Gonzalez in particular. Both had HEs coming in towards it. And one already being used. This is a big swing round, though. Huge for momentum. Whoever wins this gets a freebie of a second behind it. And in the case of Qual4, that's extending a lead quite massively. That probably gives you a 10-7 scoreline. Basement Boys gives you a lead to work with. And that is a lovely break on the smoke and a double behind it.
Oh, Crypto with a big find. Out in towards middle, I believe. That will cause them bursting. Must have been out on B, obviously, on this entry. Yeah, he's just stood on top of the X, for goodness sake. Nonetheless, it will be the damage done. It will be the linchpin moment. The fact that they're able to come from behind and ultimately win out the round. Kick down with his MP7. I don't know if he's really going to be able to give this a good go. And he knows that. Taking a repause here. Look for a better weapon. Maybe a kill on the way out, but the round itself is not going to happen. So Basement Boys immediately evening things back up here now. And Qual4, it's not what you want. On that CT side, you have a tough start. You find the rifle. Then you're immediately returned on. It's not going to do any good for your econ in the end. He will take one on the way out. He will save that M4, but the rest of the team... Oh, no, he won't. He's going to go down to the bomb.
Yeah,
a little bit of a yikes.
How large the radius is in this map.
Of course. Crazy. So that's pretty tough. That is pretty tough for sure.
It's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it's not going to look good now for Qual4.
Massively change the feeling of things. Again, just when it felt like there was potentially a bit of room to maybe even with that save, use something around it towards the next half buy around it, try and do a bit of a gimmicky round. Now, I don't really see what you can do in towards this one. Paul's going to come through, but Basement Boys, like we said, that's a huge swing round. This 8th should naturally turn into a 9th pretty simply, as money will be broken for that CT side.
All right. Basement Boys just got to see it over the line quite simply. Got the scoreboard out here. And kind of interesting with how close it is, given the fact that the kill counts are just a lot higher on the Basement Boys side of things. To be honest, about to get a bit higher as well. But these next couple rounds are ultimately what it's really all about now. I think Qual4 have to play this very well, or their CT side is just going to struggle to get going.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. Nothing around here as expected. You just play as a unit. They're going to move around as a fort. Even one lurking towards B. Oh, this is the shot, and it's a couple of them spotted over towards that B side. Second time of asking, Trouble will deliver.
Oh. Flash blinds him up. But yeah, good to see Trouble looking good. Longest standing member of this team. And a lot of responsibility for him. And often towards the top end of the scoreboard. So, you know, there's a lot to really ask of this guy in a matchup like this for sure. So, eco frags are going to help you with that one. Everybody chiming in ever so slightly. And for the most part, nobody fluffing their lines, going down, giving an AK away, so on and so on. We move up to 9 here for the Basement Boys. But this is the big one, it feels like. You know, you net 10, you eliminate everybody. Should be able to get 11 then, and all of a sudden, Qual4, they have no room to work with, right? So really, really big round on the cards here for both teams with how close this scoreline is.
Yeah, exactly that. And it does feel like tied up or bust, really, for Qual4. Trouble. Pop shot taken by him. They're going to both try and... Oh, reposition, in fact. And actually, second time asking, Trouble will get one, and Zaha just caught completely off guard there. Kick down. All play on the corner here as they wants to kind of be that immediate presence to stop them towards A. But this is a nice start for Basement Boys, already making life horrible for such an important round for Qual4. They've scaled up in towards short. 3 here. The bomb about to join them momentarily on the back of Trouble. They're going to contact kick down here. I don't love the contact, but I'm going to say a trade is actually a team kill, but inherently a trade in spirit there to deny him out 1. And Le'Veon towards the site will be mollied out. That should be the round all but dead. Zekking, the last man, he may have just spotted one in towards door. But is it going to make any sort of a difference? Potentially a consolation kill, but that'll be as good as it gets, and he doesn't even get that. Kravida sees him off. 10-8, 2 ahead, and another CT broken econ.
Yeah, wild ride here. As Qual4, unfortunately, the second half just not getting going. And this is something I don't want to, you know, we harp on the point, at least I do, a little too much on our cast. But, like, T-sides are just sometimes what teams prefer. Don't have to think as much. Just get those early setups.
Yeah.
Flash out like this. Rush long. And shoot back. Or rather, be the ones firing the first bullet. That definitely seems to be the Basement Boys style at the moment. And although the scoreline is close, it's been anything but into this second half. A really difficult picture being painted here.
Kick down the last man. Doesn't want AK, but will he keep it alive is the real question. Owner, do you round this corner? We'll kick down, actually keep hold of the AK. To be fair, I think they'll absolutely take that. Oh, he's making a move, and he's dead to rights. Patience pays off for Owner. And Basement Boys find 11. Time running out now for Qual4, and it is sort of now or never for this side, to be honest. Coming in towards this, you lose this, you're heading in towards the most likely the final round of play with barely any funds to work with. It's a dire and damning spot they put themselves in. They have enough for the AWP, which is good. But we've just not really seen any superstars. Kickdowns at a couple of moments. I thought Zekking at times on the T side looked sharp, but Man, it's been a tough run. Basement Boys have just been a couple of steps ahead.
Speaking of, Fake Reality is just out middle. He has been spotted and finished. So, very cheeky move. Doesn't quite work. Crypta, though, looks... Okay, incredible. Just deletes both. Trouble on the lurk. Felt like a really difficult situation to be in, but they're just able to send this man out. The Terminator activates and deletes that B-bomb site with ease.
Levy. The shadow will work in his favor, so trouble should be there. Yes, okay, he is. Spam on the door will see that off, but he doesn't live long. Owner, immediate trade. So even less now being saved over. Doesn't really matter if that AWP gets scooped up or not, but you may as well go and pick it up, since it is somewhat free to do so. Zaha's hearing steps. Missed shot. Should be punished. And is nothing saved. Nothing gained for Qual4. 12-8 map point, Basement Boys. And especially for this second half, this has been a bit of a clinic from the Basement Boys.
No, yeah, definitely safe to say. I think there's a real solid argument that, again, Qual4 we're just sort of seeing maybe they have an individual or two, maybe they can work around those buddy systems and whatnot, but when it comes to the CT side, like the setups, the initial utility, they don't really have much of an answer for aggression of their own and trying to create first kills or make Basement Boys worry about that. That was something that the Basement Boys themselves were very, very good at. And I think there's a fair argument. It's like if they don't lose that force buy in the first half, that just ruins their econ for a few rounds. Obviously a silly round in and of itself to be losing. I think it could have been a really one-sided affair here quite easily.
Yes, I agree.
Triple boost. Hit the roof maybe, as Trouble is just immediately forced down from that. It's Owner that catches a kill at long to start us off.
Levy, go and have a look. I really don't hate this idea, honestly. Even this angle again, like it is always favored to the CT side, unless there's a perfect flash for it. Oh, what a bad time to quick switch. God, that is painful to watch.
That's
Flash in
great.
the corner.
That's got to be panic, surely.
Yeah, 100%. Panic, inexperience. All of the buzzwords that show the golf and class at the moment. 25 seconds to do so, but it's 2 versus 4. Make that 1 versus 4. This one is dead to rights. Bomb will go down. Giordales, there's just nothing he can do here. And he's spotted off. Fake Reality will close it. And that is Basement Boys. 13-8 on their map pick. And a nice way to close it.
Yeah, and I mean, quite simple in the end. Really, no worries, I would have said, for Basement Boys into that second half. They lose out on like an early
talking point that we brought up right at the start of this series when we spoke about the veto. We said the puggier maps we may be back Qual4 on, but even when we were sort of painting maybe a potentially a little bit of a bleak picture for Basement Boys, we still said that Nuke is the one that we feel like, at the very least, they've got the synergy, the cohesion, the teamwork, the reps under their belt, that they should have no issues there. And it just makes it all the more worse that on top of that, it compounds with a pretty one-sided defeat on your map pick at 13-8 on Dust2. But either way, we're about to get underway. It is our second map of this series, and now Qual4 find themselves just 1 map away from elimination here in the Lorgar rankings.
Ooh, Zaha going to catch them moving down. They've been blinded up as well, so all on top of each other in the vent. Not the best look at all. Zaha with some clean pickups. They will get a bomb plant down. The Basement Boys create that space at the very least. And yeah, there's some information missing. One player that they've not quite got track of. And we'll see, can that player be the difference maker here? It is Owner up close, and that was maybe his chance. However, second man in from the side does help him out. They're going to heavily reveal themselves now. Not sure if it's planted perfectly for them. It does look like it is indeed in front and sort of in the open. They're going to work with it. A 10-second hold attempted and failed. The Julies come round to find the kills. I don't think there's enough time on the bomb, though. So they have played it very, very well. Just drag them away. I thought maybe there would be space to get round a corner, but not the case. Qual4 will be so annoyed that they don't get that one.
At the very least, I would say there's some more positive signs that at least they are getting those kills on the board and kind of working around as a unit. But considering how it started, like this initial flash, or a couple of flashes it seems, as Levy and Chiodales both get kind of flash assist, but that initial stop of the vent dive, right? You can see them all blinded and kind of running into each other outside the vent. Like from a spot like that to lose the round is a tilter, right? From that sort of position anyway, you should always be converting it just because of the numbers. So both ways, it's like, yes, Qual4, there's niceties to see, but on the flip side, credit to Basement Boys for recovering that. And now, open on the board, but a force buy back in. Oh, and Ona lines up two with the MAC-10. There might be more, but Zaha's here. He's tempted with a double of his own, but smart move by him, get his kill. Stop a smoke and dip away. It's a beautiful nade, though.
Yeah, he eats that one. 48 points of damage. Going to make a difference with the man advantage. In isolation, he's done well, but it's just that 2 for 1 from Ona. Levy pushes out here, and we'll find a lot of information outside. Smoke comes in. What is the plan for the Basement Boys? They're etching forwards here, finding tiny bits of space, but not a lot to write home about at the given time. Chiodales will eliminate fake reality. He's in a pretty good spot here as well. Hard to trade. Takes a dink, dishes out another one. They're close to the right moment. It just needs another multi-frag moment. Maybe Levy can give it. He's going to have to give it. 1 versus 3. Lost his teammate. Bombplank going to come in shortly. He's not loads of time on this. They seem weary of Hut. It would make sense. It's kind of the one area that they've not cleared. He takes his time. The bomb goes down, and unfortunately no opportunity presenting. So touch and go for Basement Boys, but they still get it.
Yeah, both rounds have been a bit touch and go. I think that's kind of a quite good way to put it, to be honest. Not been exactly the safest of secures, but either way. 2-0. And with that being a failed force buy, now it's a bit of a throwaway round of a, well, minimal investment, nothing to really have in towards this one. So again, no better time to go and check out our lovely partners at Lorgar as well. Streaming, gaming, sim racing, one solution. Lorgar, ready to play. Go and check them out. I don't think Ona even really realized he got that second player, by the way. That is mental.
Yeah.
I need to see a replay of that. I don't think he even realized. He looked shocked by it.
For sure. And then somehow Zaha beats him with about 6 deagle shots. Ringing off. He might be able to find another head here if he plays all his cards correctly. He'll be spotted now. Easier said than done to get those headshots, and he will go down. Nice and green over there. Goodness gracious, who turned that light on? That's crazy. I swear it wasn't that green before, but it certainly is now. Right, big round on the way. Qual4 have got to start giving us something, otherwise it could get out of hand.
Oh, wow.
That's ridiculous.
You can even see he sort of he goes to kind of re-swing and then he realizes the kill feed. That's bonkers. He has no idea he's hit that.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little 3-piece. Yes, it's against an eco, but proof of what this MP7 really can do.
Problematic to kick things off. York misses a key shot, and
yeah,
it's now going to completely open up. Owner has caught Z-King unaware. And I don't know, this could be the beginning of something very ugly if you are perhaps a fan of Qual4. Basement Boys are in a very good spot and just showing immediately their prowess. I think the CT is looking pretty uncomfortable with the sense of timing and whatnot.
Yeah. They're just sort of head and shoulders above right now, aren't they? There's not lots in terms of a conversation. Initial util that'll come through. A scrappy one, a jumping Mach 10. Oh, and a move there by Kickdown that does get him one, but I can't deny this plant. Molly in towards hot, perfectly timed and placed, and I forced them both through singles. Smoke on towards main. Do they swing before it? No. They're swinging out now, and as the fight comes through, that main player will dive out. And again, gonna get both. 4-0 for Basement Boys. Again, maybe ever a slight hiccup at the time there, but I mean, all that matters round on the board, right? And continuing to further put a lot of pressure on towards them. This is getting dire pretty quick. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's just that kind of moment as well that sticks out like a sore thumb. Owner scaling up, it's got to be expected, and he just completely catches the player off guard. So, yeah, not the ideal look. And what are we going for here? Timeout for Qual4 coming in. Talking about how they're going to use their econ. Kick down straight in there on the M4. And a full spend on the M4. Is that what we want? Have we got a plan behind that? Not the end of the world if it's just one player going for it. He can MP9 it next round sort of thing. But I always like to see a game plan. Hopefully not just a frustratingly bought M4 here.
Yeah. You know, if they're going to kind of maybe even use the pistols as this, yeah, you know, a little bit of like a human flashbang kind of thing. I hate the idea, but let's see. We're down towards Secret Cross nice and easily, and well, Kickdown's dead. That doesn't help. Now, Deagle 5-7, 2 MP9s left. One smoke to work with. Czar's keeping as much money on deck as he wants the AWP pattern towards the next round.
Oh, that is a rough spray down. Krivda caught off guard. Levy will capitalize. We've just lost so much control down towards B. You feel like this should be easy pickings in the end. Even the ramp player is kind of doubting. Ready for something outside. He would be correct. Fake reality is just quick to the mark. Will he check all his angles here, though? The answer is sort of. Bit late. Zeking takes him down. Bomb going to get planted into the 3 versus 3 now. Darling. Creeping forwards. Deleted. And it looks solid as Qual4 are left. With just that AK. Shadow spotted. Maybe don't give him too much room here. He's still got plenty of time to work with. And they're both quite open. They're both quite happy to peek into him. Just can't check that corner fast enough. Will go down. And it's 5-0 now for the Basement Boys.
They're flying. You know, we're building up and talking about it, but there is that real worry already setting in. Yes, it's early in towards this game, but they're flying on the T side. We come back in towards the investment. Must win. Kickdown's got an MP7. The rest of the team buy with no qualms or issues. It's early, but you know, you can start making that precedent of sort of the now or never, really. Forced out by the Molly. Swing and a miss by Kickdown.
Oh, my goodness. Mowing them down. The AWP is out.
Oh, no.
Mollied. He's double swung. Honestly, lucky to survive. And again, with Big B control, seemingly being lost. So actually not acting upon it. Because they've been seen, I suppose. They will pull back. 5 versus 3, you feel like got to be enough to work with. You're confusing the CTs now as well. Fully split defense. Back bend, taking the odd peek. Will lose his fight eventually. Zaha on high. Doesn't land the flick, and I think a conversation about saving now surely has to begin. Dallas had other ideas, goes flying up the vent, and even the save is just not going to happen here. Oh, Zaha actually found a kill before all that. Look, individual shots might be a bit fancy, but Basement Boys just keep on winning.
6-0. This map could be done really quite quickly at this rate. I'd be burning as many pauses as I can. Not a good one to see, but do at least squeeze something out here. Gonzalez. What's he going back for? To buy. Oh, that's bad comms. They'd set up the round. Everyone had bought apart from him. And then he realizes that he actually does need to buy and has to dip back and just about gets half armor and 4 in a smoke.
Yeah, that is awkward. However, they find themselves a man up. So at least there is that. Trouble trained in on the AWP. Just wait for someone to walk into his crosshair if it does indeed happen. I feel the Qual4 boys probably just hard turtle up now that they've got this advantage. Great position at the back of the warehouse as well. If it goes unseen and unchecked, really can be devastating. Difficult to trade, pulls them in. And as the clock winds further and further down, it could be a great spot. It depends if they go that way. It looks like they want to sell. Make it obvious, but they are going to move downstairs. Big catch from Krivda. Back into the 4 versus 4. Not loads of time here, though, now. 35 seconds. Levy's down on the jump spot. Really could just stop them in their tracks from getting into that site and getting a clean bomb plan.
Levy, here's all of these steps, and he's got support with him. Krivda, nice find from him. Zaha falls, the numbers taken back, but look at this timer. My, oh my, this is awkward. They're actually pulling away. Bomb now goes down. The question is what the Qual4 do now. They'd even give this one a look in. It's not going to help with already one fallen. I think they might just try and shell up and save the remaining 2. Zekking, kick down, keep hold of what they've got. If they can, that is. And it's a 7th on the board by Basement Boys. And they're not really breaking a sweat.
Yeah, going a little bit crazy here. I think it is safe to say that was a slightly tougher start. Into that round, but they still managed to answer back, still managed to get it on the board in the end. So, I think certainly a case that Qual4 again going to be disappointed, and it just goes to show they start well, they have a good clean opener, they have a minute of having a man advantage, and they just cannot figure out a way to close it out. Over rotations.
Yeah.
Not quite grabbing enough information. And it just goes to show more and more towards that case of them not having the proficiency on this map.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it was the worry that we had. It's just a map that you can't pug, or you can't pug properly. You know, we can pug it, but at a pro level, it's a whole different thing. And you're seeing, obviously, the ramifications of not having this being super well worked. 7-0.
Util flying on in here. A little bit of a timeout, or tech pause, I should say. And yeah, it does seem Qual4 with that gaining some confidence, some belief in the aggression. Oh. And then Basement Boys have timed out, so maybe that's why.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, maybe that is why.
What a way to get a first round. Hey, you take them all the same.
I'm pretty sure things had started already, so there's not really too much that can be done.
I think you're right.
But yeah, that is a bit difficult. I guess they were like, oh man, our ping's a little bit high. Let's take a timeout. And then they were like, oh, it's come back down. We should be okay. And then they get into the round and it's like, nope. That's the bait. before the disconnect. So I have a little bit of a feeling that the facility might have disconnected on the other side of things.
Yeah, you hate to see that. You really do. That's a bit of a tilter. Because it is quite literally out of their hands. Oh yeah, I can see them. They're all in the menu.
Yeah. Small crash, but
hey,
listen,
the
if you're gonna have it,
camera's still
yeah,
up.
that is
That's a good
true.
sign.
But it might like, you know, internet blips for a second. Obviously, it's going to kick you off the server, isn't it? So, camera might also have done the same. We didn't see them for a little while there. Game's only just launching back up over here on the right hand side.
I'm seeing people joining back in. We've got, what, three there so far. It's good signs. Yeah, maybe like the camera that's behind them is like a phone that's on like mobile data.
Also possible. Yeah. So many activate windows, so it just makes me chuckle every time.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Come on, guys.
Hopefully not going to be waiting too long to get into this one. And honestly, I was going to say, like, if you had a disconnect like that,
yeah,
I feel like here is maybe the best possible time for it. He's so far in the lead.
Yeah, they
The
kind
round
of
that
don't
you were
really
potentially already losing anyway. The
Yeah.
difficult thing for Qual is it's like the first time we've seen them getting aggressive and it's a bit coordinated and it's like, right, you crunch here and I'll crunch there. Now that is maybe gone. Don't know how much of it they would have seen on the other side of things, but still going to be difficult to rely on that again and to know whether it actually worked or what.
Well, oh, the round gets scratched off. Okay, okay, 7-0. The flawless run continues then. Now let's see. That 13-0 is absolutely still on, especially in the heat streak that's been coming through by Basement Boys. And as that one round is scratched off, well, now we shall see. For Qual4, still searching for some level of form, but already 7 rounds Seaside. I mean, we always bring it up. 5 rounds Seaside for us always feels like enough. And outside of the rounds themselves, just the way in which Qual have been playing so far, it doesn't paint a bright picture at all. This is a bleak looking situation. I think I would actually need to see them get to a 7-5 scoreline for me to be convinced they have any sort of chance.
Yeah, very true. Still waiting to get back into the action here. And just a question of whether things continue on or if this kind of ice out could be beneficial for Qual4. We'll see. I'd like to see them employ the same kind of round. That would be nice.
True.
And just find out whether it does have success moving forwards or not. Looking a little better here as we have a few fist bumps and whatnot. Well, rather the dap, I guess.
Yeah. It's a good sign.
Some loose high fives. It is indeed.
Do you know, I have a wild thing. You know, we kind of were like joking about that player who came in earlier, right? And while we had that tech pause. Remember when we were kind of like making a, you know, kind of like dap up the homies, saying hello and whatnot. Do you know who he actually reminded me of? And I was thinking about it at the time, and I actually want to check now if it is him. I thought it was Captain Kirker.
Oh, maybe a little bit, yeah.
I recognized him immediately. I was like, is this Captain Kirker?
Could be.
Our inner circle. Would they be in Romania?
Maybe.
Like events. Dracula's tomorrow. Oh my god, it was him. It actually
There's a high
was
likelihood.
him.
There's a high likelihood.
No, I'm like 100% sure. He's quite. I've met him once in person as well. He's quite a recognizable dude.
Right.
Just the curtains, you know what I mean? They don't really see
Yeah,
the pro shirts that much, but pretty recognizable dude. I swear it was him. Just coming in,
the
say,
research
say,
man
say
sent some DMs.
Well, it makes sense, right? They're there for Dracula in a circle.
Yeah.
It's obviously held, and it's ran
Basement
by
Boys
Nexus.
also playing in Draculan.
Good question. Shoot. So
Yeah,
check.
they are.
They are.
Yeah.
There we go. That makes sense. Oh, the round has been given, by the way. There you are.
Okay.
So I guess damage,
I think that's fair
damage
enough.
was done like prior, yeah.
Damage was done. It looked like they were moving initially. We had like early utility and
Yes.
stuff, so I don't think they called for it 100%. So yeah, I would say so. But we are back into things here now, as that wacky round is behind us. Qual4 with somewhat of a lifeline handed by the CS gods. Basement Boys be a little bit disappointed, but you can pick up where you left off. Get that 11-1 all the same in their mind. Levy confident with some aggression here. He's able to back off, get the molly out as well. He's thinking about sticking around for a bit more. There's some newfound confidence to this CT side. Oh my. King just about able to find that kill. It's a big deal that he does. They keep the aggression coming here. Some ridiculous finds as Qual4 taking a lot of liberties with this aggression for sure. All the same, it does feel like the round is over before it ever gets going for the Basement Boys. Unless.
Surely not, right? We can't be losing a 1v4, and which would be an ace clutch. Smoke down. You should be seeing him off the back of that. Yes, U2 on hand. He is caught. And that's that. So a second on the board.
Getting a bit interesting now, isn't it?
Like I said, you get 5 rounds and I start to believe a little bit.
Basement Boys obviously going to have the win sucked out of them with a situation like that. It's got to be very tough, you know, something that is entirely out of your hands, just to like brush it off and be like, yeah, no, it's fine, yeah, we'll be okay. Very, very tough, I think, for any caliber of player. Takes you out of your zone completely, out of that flow state that everybody talks about. And this is going to be the last affordable buy for Basement Boys if it does not go their way. I think reality is here so fast though with that molly. Really lovely idea. Nice smoke down on the site. Where the hell is this guy? They know that he's got to be in here, but they have completely caught the A-bomb site off guard. And that's great. I mean, you got to have someone watching door, as that location is kind of called out. Everyone gets a bit annoyed when you say you exclusively play door, but that's kind of why, because once in a while there's going to be a play like that that just completely catches a site off guard, and they have folded up the rest of the defense, leaving Kickdown the only one left.
That's it. Kickdown, if you can keep out the AK, that'll be nice. He's actually going to die in a second, and he will. Too many angles to keep his eyes trained on. Back into the winning ways. So a couple rounds of respite, but it's Basement Boys who now leave it at being 4 the best that Qual4 can get. And Qual4 would love 4, to be honest. It feels still unlikely. They do buy in towards this. Even if they lose here, they can buy in towards the next. The loss bonus is alleviating those pressures, but who knows who's going to make any sort of a difference. Owner will open up proceedings. He gets his kill, and he immediately dips out of there.
Yeah, large, really big find from him. Ooh, gonna hear that drop down the vent. Quite loud indeed, so they will be ready for some presence. On the T side, can they capitalize? Can they find the kill? Is the big question here. Easier said than done. There's a lot of players for Qual4 down as well, as they really just want to put the best defense possible. Basement boys, nice and patient to just see if there's an overstep. It's not going to be the case. Do they still go B? Do they pivot A? And these are conversations that are happening right now, and it does look like they want to change up.
Zaha. He's holding for that crossing towards single. But, again, we'll catch Zekking, and there's a whole pack, a horde making their way through. How will they overcome these players in towards main? There's the first. Trouble needs a second, and he'll get it. The thing is, he's left so low. Pop shot with the AWP will reveal where Zaha is, and they're just going to avoid him. Foot race towards B, which the T-side will win. Bomb to go down momentarily. Zaha cannot get there in time. Krivda even as well is holding and hearing all of this. Nice little recovery. That was looking a little dicey for a second by Basement Boys, but a 9th on the board.
Big find. I think coming off the back of some patience once again. Just a few cheesier moves in places. A lot of guessing games for both sides. I think that allows Basement Boys to just utilize those individuals a bit better. Again, a key part of the matchup here is just the fact, as we're seeing with this unfold here, the Basement Boys better on the server, really. Ooh, Z-King, dangerous, dangerous, dangerous game. Somehow lives it and returns a bit more damage, so fair play to him. He's very, very low here, but he will stay alive at the ramp.
Smoke down in front of it. Molly. Zekking can avoid. He's going to try and spam through that smoke. Bit of damage dealt. Was fake reality there. They're going to cancel on this B here. Go back to lobby control and decide from here where they want to go. First time I've actually seen where Basement Boys do kind of look actually a little bit lost.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Straight in, trying to force it out in the hut. Getting mowed down. Trouble does find a couple. Owners found the Heaven player as well. So all of a sudden, we might be back on. Denied away, though. Qual4 will find 3. It's not quite going to be enough. Out from his CT side of Nuke as well. Tends to lean a bit more that way. We're seeing a lot more T-sidedness, I think, creep in at this kind of level, but ultimately not going to be good enough regardless of what sort of argument you want to use.
Yeah,
9 rounds for the Basement Boys puts them in position to just pick up the pistol and start seeing this one off.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. In a situation like this, there should be no chance of letting this slip. It's been a fantastic display from the Basement Boys. They are a side that are way more versed with how to play Nuke at a considerably deeper level. Gripped up. Under some immediate pressure here. Looks like they themselves might cancel. One up close. Again, might have actually been spotted there. Crypto's got to get at least one here, surely. Especially at range, and he will. How about a second? He's now running out of chances and ammo. And there it is. He gets caught on the reload.
Moving fast here. Julie's down below. Looking to do the damage. And he might just get away with it. Bomb going to drop at his feet quite nicely. However, the rest of the site loses control. He loses his covering man, I suppose. And it's down to the 2-on-2 now. CT's coming from outside. They do have those Julies in conversation. They predict the angles here, of course. Oh, no, a mare from Kyodales. It's going to be down to Z-King here at the back end of the silo, just trying to isolate these fights if he can. And he does isolate the first, gets the second as well. Beautifully clutched up to give Qual4 the all-important pistol.
Yeah, beautiful. That is crazy. Really, really well done. And what a bailout. Pistol taken. Now we've got to really start utilizing this into just some level of momentum. We've got to have some wind in the sails. I mean, something quite special is required for a comeback like this, but it's rounds like that that'll give you just even a small bit of belief that we actually might have a chance. Nothing round for Basement Boys. I'm going to go for nearly the full eco. Owner's got a 5-7, but a bit of an unorthodox one for them. A quad towards ramp with Owner and that 5-7 being boosted up. So if they make their way here, could be a little messy. Really hoping that they can bait them in, but judging by where we're at, this is looking like an A-take. True and proper. The molly in towards top pop. That is it. They pop in towards A, and unfortunately, it was a nice idea by Basement Boys, but they choose wrong.
Money-making opportunity. And fully supported now as well by the stronger weaponry, so not expecting too much to happen here. Trouble is in at Heaven. Could do something cheeky like dive on that bomb, draw people back, try and take some with him as the bomb goes down. At the moment, just holding for some exits, maybe to creep forwards. But yeah, I think he's in good position to spam a couple away. Not going to get on the bomb, though, in the end. Not wanting to give them the kill bonus, I suppose. He's really hoping to just catch the straggler on the way out here, and easier said than done, sir. They all go down to the bomb. They only take one player with them. So a pretty good start here from Qual4. They just have a lot of ground to make up.
Yes, exactly. Like, this is the right way to be approaching situations like this. But, yeah, my God, that I need to keep a level of form that, again, feels nigh on impossible. It's that first 4 buy as well for the CT side, and now a chance to see what they can really offer up for us. And the big hope, too, is, you know, for Qual4's chances, that they can make a round like this look nice and simplistic. But doesn't start well. Zacking's already dead, and on the cross, kick down the break of the smoke, actually reacts quicker. Fair play.
Got a player downstairs already.
Yeah,
for
Cripper's
the
got to go
Basement
huge.
Boys. Really good spot. He's got some support as well as he hears all these footsteps coming in. And not expecting him at all. He's drawn away by a couple of different angles and didn't quite trust in Trouble to help him out. That's a big fine. The trade will be there, but it's a lot going to be required. 1 versus 3 overall. 2 more to get. For Levy, they're on top of each other as well, and he's just not quite expecting ramp to be the spot they come from. His instincts slightly off in this round, it would appear. Levy put out in the open in just a moment. Oh, it's worked, but he will go down.
Yeah, got them in the end. Just a couple of extra taps. 10-5, 3 away now for Basement Boys. Very close to that finish line. There's a couple of moments there. I think even that one kill that's found towards double doors after the initial fight, just being open to that angle from the left-hand side of ramp. Pretty brutal stuff. Second time out used by the T side and Qual4. Time is rapidly running out.
Yeah, not looking good. Get that scoreboard up, and you can see here as things are painting a bit of a picture. There's a few players that unfortunately just, you know, maybe not quite pulling their weight on the Qual4 side as it to be expected.
I'll say that not as one-sided as I thought it would be.
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true.
I thought it'd be a, you know, a bigger difference than that. Bold move by Fake Reality. And one that doesn't pay off. They're diving towards A here. This could still be really funky. Easy trade that comes through. Owner's trying to wait his time. They've dove back in towards lobby. Surely Zaha's dead here, and he is. It felt like there was maybe a bit of breathing room. We're going through the flames, and that's a bold choice. Oh. Levy has given them a chance. 1v3 turn, 1 versus 1. Hang on a second. He had a chance in the previous round, and it didn't work out. How about now? This is a great angle, though, from Trouble, but he's got to be checked. Levy's done so damn well.
Yeah, that is brilliant. A huge bailout for them. A round that it felt like started well, but again, just a bit disjointed, as we're seeing from Qual4. A couple stragglers get caught off. Nearly the bomb getting caught off. But he bails them out. Basement Boys are the ones, though, I think slightly asleep at the wheel. Round like this that is somewhat simpler. You know, the weaponry not universal across the board. A lot of parity in that sense, and I think that Basement Boys, therefore, struggling a bit to be prepared, which feels kind of strange. They're going to go crunching in towards lobby here, though. Give a taste of that Qual4 medicine back to them.
Yeah.
2 kills come in, recover some weapons, and able to lick their wounds and get out. Oh my! How did he not even see it on the spin around? That is crazy. Trouble goes in for the knife, and suddenly Qual4 might be losing an embarrassing round here. Trouble as well is ready for this next one.
He stepped.
That's crazy. Maybe he wasn't going to check it.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was fully looking to that left-hand side. The Trouble doesn't step. He gets Levy there, but it's not going to matter at all anyway. Who cares? Okay, going to get a double. 11-6. No bomb plan either. You know what that means? No buy. They're going to go for the force buy here, though, Qual4. Force buy, which is basically just upgraded pistols and armor and bits of utility.
Crazy on the knife. But yeah, it may well have been the turning moment. It's tough to say. Oh, man. Qual4 just given a slight bit of something, and it falls apart here. You see the outside smoke's not quite working. I don't know if there was maybe like that molly that goes down. That can be quite popular to stop the faster outside smokes. I hope that's the case, and it's not just a straight-up miss. Either way, they have got one down below. He can't get anything done. The bomb has not been abandoned. It's not happening here for Qual4. Tech 9 at range, never going to win that one. Will be 12-6 here, as the Basement Boys seemingly have done enough.
Yeah, it feels like a next to impossible one to lose from a spot like this. You got an AK with Chiodales, and outside of that, it's just going to be a MAC-10. Now or never. Qual4, what have you got for us, lads? Come on. Last hurrah here in the Qual. Your second ever official. Stay alive a little bit. Give us a couple extra rounds. Why not? Owner says no. And Fake Reality will continue to push the pain. 13-6. And Basement Boys live to see another day. They stay alive here in Group C. And honestly, they didn't really have to work too hard for it. A fantastic showing from the Basement Boys.
Yeah, a little bit to be expected, as we say, coming into things. They are just that more structured team. I think that they certainly can approach the game in a more frag-heavy kind of fashion.